So hey magical family, it's Unique Divination and you're watching Urban Mystik TV. I wanted to do a video about my natal chart. And it's basically what zodiac signs associate with planets in my natal chart. And I thought it was really interesting. I'm gonna read off my zodiac signs that associate with the planets and kind of the qualities that go with it. And I encourage anybody and everybody to find out about their natal chart, right? It's good to know, of course, everybody knows their sun sign. It's definitely good to know your moon sign, and it's a plus when you know your entire chart. That way you can discover more about yourself, you can grow, you can learn, you can know what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are, based on your chart. And so my sun is Cap, moon is Taurus, Mercury's in Cap, Venus is in Capricorn, Mars in Aquarius, Jupiter in Sag, Saturn in Scorpio, Uranus in Sag, Neptune in Sag, Pluto in Libra. My true node is Cancer, descending node is Capricorn, and my Chiron is Taurus. So as you can see, I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 planets in Capricorn alone, which is like, whew, all right. And 3 planets in Sag, and then we've got Cancer that runs up. So let me just go ahead and read. I'll put the link to the site that I got this information from in the description. Okay, so Sun in Capricorn. For all of my Sun and Capricorns out there, Capricorn natives have the desire to climb whatever mountains are necessary and to stand on their own 2 feet in order to work out their ambitions and their salvation. They are conservative, organized, methodical, traditional, responsible, honest, efficient, patient, practical, authoritative, disciplined, serious, and goal-oriented. On the negative side, they can be worried, pessimistic, retaliatory, suspicious, stubborn, and intolerant. They are happiest in careers calling for organizing ability, integrity, and perseverance. They have a fear of failure. This speaks volumes alone for me. Their quiet exterior makes Capricorn natives appear to be loners. They build a wall of reserve around them in order to protect themselves from the ill winds of the world around them. This is kind of true for me. I'm very reclusive. I'm very particular who I allow inside of my circle. Which is hard for me because I wanted to do the YouTube channel. My Instagram's public. I have a business that I present to the world, to social media, but yet, you know, it's like I miss a connection a little bit because sometimes people don't know how to gauge me because of my aloofness or my detachment from people. It takes a while for me to warm up. Take for instance my YouTube channel. If you guys go look at like my first couple videos, they're absolutely fucking horrible. And as you can see more, the more I do the videos, the more personable I becomes. It takes a while for me to warm up to you guys, and that's my nature. And this is the main reason why I'm reading my entire chart for y'all, well, my planet association, so you guys can kind of feel where I'm coming from. I want to remove that aura or that, you know, that mystifying association that I get sometimes where people really don't know how to gauge me or understand where I'm coming from, because it's a blank read for some people. I've had some people tell me like they literally can't read me, and it's just my nature. Nothing gets in the way of their plans and ambitions. They strive for security by holding fast to duty and responsibility. Work is very important to them, and they do not take it lightly. Many Capricorn natives have an inferiority complex, and this is sometimes what drives them so hard to succeed. They want to look good in front of the world. And that's true. That's very true. And Capricorns, any Sun and Capricorns listening, I'm just going to spill the bean. We show the world one part of us, and we may be completely different around people that we're close to. Like, I'm very silly, goofy. I can be very cynical. I have a crazy sense of humor that not a lot of people would get. But, you know, when I'm at work, I show myself as professional. kind of cut and dry. I don't know, it's weird. It's like I turn it on and off. So if you're a Capricorn, Sun in Capricorn, let me know if you do the same thing. Capricorn natives like to plan their every move, weighing all the pros and cons of any issue in advance. Definitely me. They are dependable, particularly in a crisis. When asked, they give sound, practical advice. They are, as a rule, not aggressive people and only express hostility as a defense when attacked. Yeah, I don't bother nobody, but definitely don't try me. And don't hurt my kids, my family, anybody that I love, because I'm coming for you, right? I don't condone violence, but I definitely will turn up if somebody thinks they're gonna turn up on me. At times, Capricorn natives can be very sensitive to hurts and feel alone as if no one understands them. I feel like that all the time. A negative Capricorn will seek retribution for wrongs done to him. Capricorn natives need people, but they have a tendency to isolate themselves from people due to their reserve and fear of being hurt. That is so true. I want friends and I want to hang around people, but then it's like, do I want to open up? No, I'm gonna sit here and be lonely. They can be very loyal to close friends and people they care about. Respect and recognition is important to them. Encouragement and praise are essential for motivating a Capricorn. Let's see what else. A fear of being without material things makes it mandatory that Capricorn natives have a regular income. Their attainments in life are accomplished through steady progress rather than through speculation or get rich quick schemes. They have strong self-discipline and nothing turns them from their course if their mind is made up. They will give up many pleasures in order to reach their goals. Hard work invigorates them. Capricorn natives are thrifty and like to collect things. They abhor waste. This includes wasting a lot of talk and idle chatter. Capricorn natives speak when they have something to say. I really don't like small talk. I like deep conversations, and so you know how that goes. Capricorn natives can be very creative, but they must at times learn to overcome their self-doubts and lack of confidence. Pessimism in their own abilities can hold them back. They must learn to believe in themselves and become optimistic. There is no mountain they cannot climb if that is what they desire to do. This speaks volumes to me. Comment, let me know if you guys go through this thing. I have crazy self-doubt. It doesn't matter how much I do, how many readings I do that come to pass. I've always got something in the back of my mind that's telling me, that it's not good enough. And I'm just like, why? So I got to work on positive affirmations to kind of help change what's, I guess, in my nature. Creativity. I feel like I struggle with creativity sometimes. It takes me a while to get creative juices flowing. However, when I get them flowing, I'm pretty much unstoppable. Capricorn natives have a lot of patience, which is good because many of their plans meet with delays, setbacks, and obstacles. This teaches them obedience, which is thus helping them to strive for spiritual attainment rather than material attainment. For them, work is therapeutic and is probably the best medicine for whatever ails them, except overwork, which they are prone to do. It is difficult for a Capricorn to really relax. They are happiest when busy, even in their spare time, which is utterly true. If I don't feel like I'm doing something, reading something, learning something, I feel like I'm wasting my life. Mind you, y'all, I have 2 degrees. I'm currently going for a master's. I have my own business. I'm a wife, a mother. I have a job, and if I'm not doing anything, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I feel like I'm wasting it. And I know it's all in my head, and I've tried to help myself with that, but, everything takes time. Capricorn natives are thoughtful, self-contained people, lacking perhaps some of the personal magnetism of some of the other zodiac signs. They are nevertheless quite tactful, compassionate, and warm-hearted. So the personal magnetism, a lot of people don't know how to gauge me, how I said earlier. It takes a while for certain people to warm up to me. Some people think I'm stuck up. Some people think I'm bougie. Some people think I'm a weirdo. And it takes some time to actually really feel where I'm coming from, because I'm very much, I don't go with the crowd. I drum to my own beat. And for a lot of people that kind of go with the crowd, They don't know how to take that. Let's see here. Their own personal sufferings help them identify with the suffering of others. In love, Capricorn natives are as romantic and emotional as anyone else. Keep messaging me. But usually they feel inhibited in expressing their emotions. They are cautious in making a total commitment until they know that the traits and lifestyle of the possible partner are compatible with theirs. Once married, they seldom divorce because they feel that any situation can be worked out if only worked at hard enough. I definitely have a hard time opening up because I have trust issues. I don't like to give myself to people because I go hard. And so I don't know if it's going to reciprocate it. So sometimes I put up a wall for a very long time. Not only that, in the past, I've hurt people myself. And so maybe subconsciously I think about the people that I've hurt, and it keeps me from getting close to people because I don't want to hurt anybody else. And I just think that's the safe way. I just think that's what I tell myself to be alone. I'm definitely older now. I definitely don't make the same mistakes that I did when I was younger, but I know that I've hurt people, and I just keep a wall up. My moon is in Taurus. So for those of you with moon in Taurus, if you have the moon in Taurus, your emotional nature is studied and others find this quality soothing in you. You are generally even-tempered and peace-loving and are not easily ruffled or given to emotional displays. You can be downright stubborn at times, especially when it comes to making changes that are emotional in nature or that require emotional adjustment. So just think about a sun in Capricorn with a moon in Taurus. Somebody that's like rigid, doesn't really express emotion at first. I feel like I can be at times. You know, if you don't really know me, that's what I may come off as. But once you peel those layers, you'll see that, okay, you know. So you seek security and often expect the security to come from material possessions and resources. Hence, you desire to collect material goods and money. You cling to things from the past or things you are used to in order to find this security. A great deal of affection and closeness is needed by you, and this helps to assuage feelings of insecurity. I also like a lot of accolades, especially at work. I like for people to see my work and what I've done, and to be reassured. And I've been working on that myself lately, but you know, I'm human. I'm a person, but I definitely need reassurance. Sometimes you hold on to people too closely so they feel they can't breathe. You expect loyalty and love, and you are very devoted to those you care about. You have the tendency to indulge in sensual comforts and activities. Eating rich or sweet food seems to give you security. You may have a weight problem because of this, and I do have a weight problem that I'm currently working on. Food can become a substitute for emotional satisfaction and love. You're resourceful, determined, and persistent. You perhaps have a green thumb and are good at getting anything to grow and prosper. That's quite true. You're happiest when working with your hands, probably with the earth or things of the earth. And you can be led but never pushed into doing things. You hate and fear sickness and pain. Too great a comfort with the status quo can prevent you from making necessary changes, and don't be too rigid in thought or deed. If everything's going good and there's complacency, I tend to get lazy. So I need challenge, I need things to do to keep me going. Complacency is not good for someone like me. Alright, next is Mercury in Capricorn. For those of you that have Mercury in Capricorn, let's read about it. If you have Mercury in Capricorn, your mind is clear, disciplined, serious, practical, organizing, objective, and realistic, and you are unimpressed by exaggerated claims or promises. That is so me. I don't give a fuck about what you telling me. I need to see proof, and that's what anything. Personal life, business, people, period. Actions speak louder than words to me, and I'd rather you do than you tell me. Your natural skepticism often borders on cynicism. You have a rational approach to problems and are usually quite level-headed no matter what the circumstances are. You are capable of working long hours with focused concentration and attention on whatever interests you. You probably have a good memory and are very attentive to details. At times, you appear to others as lacking a sense of humor, boring, or depressed. I get that. I get it. I'm not gonna lie. You simply have a lot on your mind. You are thorough, conscientious, and disciplined in your thinking and have an aptitude for business organization and administration, which is crazy because my master's degree is in human resource management, and so that fits all three of those categories: business, organization, and administration. You're also a good strategist and will plan and patiently follow a realistic course which will lead to your eventual success. Serious-minded and studious, you enjoy quiet time alone for thinking or reading, and you seldom indulge in foolish or silly chatter, for you consider them a waste of valuable time, which is better spent on more productive things. So that's Mercury in Capricorn. Now we have Venus in Capricorn. If you have Venus in Capricorn, love and affections are expressed in cautious, reserved, and serious ways. You're probably not that demonstrative towards the ones you love. You care very much about what other people think of you, and you fervently desire love and appreciation, yet your reserved responses make it appear that you are really very detached. Casual, superficial relationships don't interest you at all. You're cautious and serious about love, and you want a deep, genuine, lasting love. You're old-fashioned and traditional regarding courtship and love, and will remain faithful to your loved one in good times and in bad. You may be attracted to persons older than yourself, someone who's emotionally mature and reliable and who can provide the security you desire. You tend to be loyal, trustworthy, patient, and steadfast, for you love may be weighed against practical concerns or on the basis of security needs. Perhaps you'll marry for money or status. You have a strong desire to protect yourself from being hurt, and this may keep you from being as outgoing and forward in love matters. You may be very fearful, selfish, and jealous, or cold and calculating if Venus is badly aspected. There may be an intense ambition and desire for prestige and status. Prestige and status, I have that ambition. As far as being emotionally detached, but I make a conscious effort to make sure I tell my kids I love them, I kiss them, I hug them every day. My husband, I'm very affectionate with my husband. But I make it a point because I know that Capricorns specifically can come off cold and detached and like they don't care. So with people that I love, I make a conscious effort to show them that I care. Okay, so that was Venus in Capricorn. Next is Mars in Aquarius. And just to reiterate, this is my natal chart. And I'm just reading it for those of you that have the same associations as me. Okay? So next is Mars in Aquarius. If you have Mars in Aquarius, your energies are expressed in unique and original ways. There may be genius shown in the way you go about things. You're inventive, scientific, a bit eccentric, and unconventional, and perhaps a bit rebellious. Working with others to get things done appeals to you. You enjoy taking part in sociable group activities and unite with others of similar ideals and persuasions. You're progressive, democratic, and you're not concerned with hogging personal power or having authority over others. You are a team player. New and unusual methods of work, planning, and technology appeal to you. Your energy levels are usually high, but they can be erratic at times, and you may find a tendency to work in spurts. I'm doing all of these videos in spurts. I just did like 5 videos that I'm gonna upload later because of my Mars in Aquarius. Thus, you can be impatient and inconsistent in pursuing your desires. You are intellectual, cautious, independent, freedom-loving, and enterprising. You respond well to emergencies. There may be interest in mechanical or scientific subjects. Science fiction may intrigue you. I love science fiction. You may need to control a radical or rebellious streak within, and remember that in certain cases, haste does make waste. On the negative side, you can be too aggressive, quarrelsome, contentious, and perverse. Next, I have Jupiter in Sagittarius. If you have Jupiter in Sagittarius, you are big-hearted, idealistic, loyal, generous, humane, broad-minded, philosophical, and tolerant. There may be interest in religion, law, higher education, or anything abstract. You may be prophetic and inspirational, and you can inspire trust in other people. They are attracted to your sense of honor and integrity. You have a strong desire to help others, and you have an ability to inspire them to help themselves. You may be in a position of power and prestige or work in the professions. You tend to be conservative because of a desire for people to like you. You must watch a tendency to justify yourself by rationalization. On the negative side, you may be too fond of sports or gambling. I don't care for sports anymore, and I don't gamble. Fond of cheap or extravagant display. Self-righteous, narrow-minded, intolerant, dogmatic, and atheistic. I can be self-righteous and narrow-minded at times, but I'm aware of these things, so it helps me to work on them, right? Next is Saturn and Scorpio. If you have Saturn and Scorpio, you can be very disciplined. You have executive ability and are perceptive and extremely capable. You may have psychic abilities. People may find you difficult to understand because of your reserved exterior and secretiveness. So, my Sun in Capricorn and my Saturn in Scorpio is my reason for my secretiveness and my reserved exterior. Your mind may be mechanically oriented, and you are resourceful even under the most adverse circumstances, patient and persistent. The action and energy of Mars is combined with the forethought of Saturn in a most wonderful combination. Whatever you do is done with intensity. On the negative side, though, there's a danger of stubbornness, revenge, lack of forgiveness, resentment, and ruthlessness, all of which I have been working on since I've been on my spiritual path, because I'm owning up to shit, you know? So, yeah, can be stubborn. I've had a hard time forgiving people in the past. Resentment was big with me, and revenge. I do revenge through my success. I never really was a revengeful type person. I just was like, wait till y'all see my glow up. That was my revenge. Tendencies to grub for money and prestige can cause harm. There can be health problems with constipation or hemorrhoids. There is a need to transform your desires. You need to learn when and how to let go. This applies to eliminative bodily functions. Holding on to anger can cause stones to develop in the gallbladder or kidneys. Next, we got Uranus and Sagittarius. Uranus and Sagittarius opens the mind and makes it more original. This placement makes for a lively individual with a good sense of humor and very good brains. The Sagittarian influence adds on an adventurous spirit to the Uranian humanitarian desire. This means that these individuals will be useful in fixing our world. And then I've got Neptune and Sagittarius. With Neptune and Sagittarius, there's a humanitarian awareness. If Sagittarius is prominent in the chart, here may be a generational leader. So, Pluto and Libra may be a bit compulsive. They want to understand the world around them, but they may act before thinking. They really want to appear as if they are in control. They work very diligently at making all of their relationships work. This is their way of transforming themselves and others. Some may be unconventional, while others are very traditional in how they view these relationships. Libra Pluto loves art, and they respond best to the art that makes a strong impression on the viewer. Fairness and justice is very important to them, and they may help reform laws to make things more equitable. They are fairly diplomatic, but may get very angry when they see injustice. Ultimately, they wish to create harmony. Fighting and discord causes them pain. They are able to dive right into a situation, however, and wade through all the unpleasantness to create that peace. Pluto and Libra has the gift of compromise. They can find a middle ground in almost any issue. That issue where there is no middle ground and one side will definitely lose is the hardest situation for Libra Pluto to deal with. They may become immobilized and do nothing. So that's my Pluto in Libra. So Sun in Cap, Moon in Taurus, Mercury in Cap, Venus in Cap, Mars in Aquarius, Jupiter in Sag, Saturn in Scorpio, Uranus in Sag, Neptune in Sag, Pluto in Libra, okay? And so let me know if you guys show any of these traits that I read about. It's interesting once you start to learn your chart and you start to find out more about yourself. And thank you for viewing. like the video, and also don't forget to subscribe to the video, okay? All right, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.